안녕하세요, 여러분들. Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Korean with David's writing YouTube stuff. Now, we're not just going to do writing, but today I think we should cover the basics because writing is very important to when we start learning how to read. As you guys can see here, we've got the vowels. So the vowels in Korean are all of these. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 vowels. So each one has a different sound. When we go into it, this first one here, this is an ah sound. Ah. So that's what this guy is. Ah. Now, when we go into the next one, here, number 2, we've got ya. Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and we'll get this repositioned and go back into here. So we got ah, ya. So when we see the one stick here, it's just the regular sound, but when we have 2 sticks, it sounds with a Y. So we've got ya. All right, the next one we've got here is kind of the backwards version of this. This is oh. So we've got ah, oh. Now we've got ya with 2 sticks. If we go back and see there's 2 sticks here the opposite way, and we'll write that here, this is ya. So we have to remember, any time that there are 2 sticks, that's the Y sound together. The next one we've got here is this guy. This is O. So ah, ya, o, ya, o. And with 2, this becomes yo. So if you wanted to write yo-yo in Korean, all you'd have to do, I'm going to put it up here. We're going to go yo, yo. That's it. That's yo-yo in Korean. So some of these are actually pretty easy. Now, the next one we've got here, let's get rid of that for now, is the opposite of O. So this one is oo. So we've got oo. Now, here, we also have the opposite of yo. So if we got oo, then that means that this guy, let's make that longer, is you. Like you-hoo, you. So again, we've got ah, the first one here, ya, o, ya, o, yo, oo, you. This one here, this is the hardest one because this has like a This is what its sound is. When you think about action movies, when people get punched or hit, they're like That's kind of the sound you've got to think about. Or when you eat something really disgusting, it's not like ew, but you're like So that's what this sounded. And this is kind of the one, like I said, the hardest vowel sound to actually learn. Because in English, we don't have like an sound. Now, the last one here, this is kind of the easiest one, is to E sound. E. So we've got ah, ya, o, ya, o, yo, oo, you, e. So remember, and then e. So if we go on to the next part here, we can actually start putting together some simple words. Like many times we've covered actually here, O, which actually is 5. Now there is the other way to say it, which is 다섯, but O in this way can also mean 5. So again, if we look at this, just the vowels, we also have here, we've got, oo, you, and uyu is milk. Milk. Okay. So just using these 2 here together with the iung, which is what this kind of circle, the 0 looking guy is uyu is milk. Now, we also have here gogi. If you guys know gogi, congratulations. It's very common here actually in Korea, but we've got gogi is meat. So 고기 먹고 싶다. Like I want to eat meat. we can actually make these very simple. So, again, we've got ah. Let me go back to that page again. Actually, hold on. Ah is the first one. Ya, o, yo, o, yo, u, you, e. Okay? Now, they do get more complicated. Sometimes you do have the combinations of different things. Like if we have here, we've got, oh, if I can, boop, okay. This one is actually mo. It's like u, wo. Oh, I guess you can't see that well. Okay. U, o. So muo, mo. And it sounds actually more like here, mo. And this actually means what? Like, 뭐 먹을래? What do you want to eat? What? And we even go further where we have things like this, which this also is 왜, o, and this combination here of the a and e is 에. So 왜, 왜. And that, again, it's kind of like 왜. And this sound actually means why. Now, here we do get complicated with it, but we're going to try to just keep it simple for today for now. We're not going to go too detailed into it, but the last thing we're going to cover is how do you write hello in Korean, which is 안녕하세요. So if we have an, we know this is going to go in there. So we've got an. And next one is 냥. So we got 냥. We see here 여, 안, 니, 여, 응. And we got ha. It goes back to a. Now the next one is kind of hard. It's that combination. 안녕하세 is and e sound se. Because actually when you combine and e or and e, it has same sound. And se and yo, which we covered, yo. So 안녕하세요. This is the basics of the vowels. Now, we're going to go more detailed into the actual letters and combinations with all the sounds. Today, I just wanted to cover the basics for the vowels because this is probably the most important part of learning Korean, especially if you're going to try to read and write. The vowel system can be very simple, but we have to learn it first, I believe. That's at least how I learned it. And for me, it made it easier to learn how to read later on. If you learn all the consonants, you could learn it easy that way too, but without knowing the vowels, you can't figure out each sound pattern. So that's what we're going to do, and that's what we did today. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so you're notified when new video and new content comes out. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. I mean, I want to read everything, and I want to help you guys get better at Korean. If you guys want to know more, feel free to follow the podcast. I'll put the links in the description. And if you want to become a Patreon, follow the link. I mean, we've got lots of stuff. We've even got a Hangul practice notebook that you can purchase on Amazon. And this thing, actually, the first page is really good. And we're going to cover this in the next kind of couple lessons here. But it shows you how to write each of the consonants in the correct way. Many people just rush through, but you don't want to do it when you are actually handwriting. On phones, it doesn't matter. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to stay tuned for the next episode where we will start going into the letters and the sounds. Thanks again for listening. 다음에 봐요.